Hello, and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we're back with the Ents of the Balewood. So, we have just discovered the truth behind Núrzum, and now we need to talk to Baralas. Learning of such things has brought a great sadness to me, Beriathan. Núrzum's destruction did not end there, as you have long known. He rampages throughout the forest floor, cutting a frozen scar through those helpless trees. Yet, even when he left the forest, the wounds he dealt to our lands would not be quick men. Duskleaf was always quick to act, but in the face of such an evil, he also proved himself the bravest of us Ents. We cannot allow his sacrifice to wither upon the frozen earth here. Not involve ourselves in such dire matter. Would be a disgrace to Duskleaf's memory and the good of this forest. If the Orcs yet linger in these woods, we must drive them out. Núrzum, Brundoron, as one. Can such things be? What twisted magics could have wrought such a monster? Such things defy nature. I am grateful that abomination has strode from the forth. But if he returns, our numbers are few and our choices fewer. But what of the Orcs? All of the havoc you have found. So much of it remains because of Núrzum's assault. His Orc allies simply cannot match his destruction. The roadway. I wonder what has become of it. Especially to the northwest whence their kind first came. Search the roadway and follow it to its end. I am curious what remains of their force. For my part, I will travel to meet you outside the southern edge of their camp. I doubt they will notice me among the other trees nearby. Any other quests you have for me before I go? No? Okay. So as you can see, night has fallen upon the Balewood once again. So let us light our path. Also, okay, well, I got this Scholar Scroll Case, Book of the Wind Rider, and now, okay, these torches. I'm still progressing through that deed, almost done with it, but I do like the effect these torches give. Not so much when you engage in combat, but I think it works really well. It adds to the atmosphere of the Balewood. I can only imagine how cool it would be using these torches inside caves and passages like that. We'll get plenty of chances for that, I believe. You have discovered a few stragglers burning wood trolls, but a larger force is absent. We'll need to keep advancing through the road, it seems. What do we have here? Okay. Here they come. Alright. Signs of a battle lit on the road here, with a slain Huorn looming over its keels. Oh. Quite the view, if you ask me. A shame not getting the lighting effect from the torches while in first person, that would be really nice. Should we be bugging this? Hopefully this will get patched at some point. The roadway is largely empty here, but you can hear Raku's orcs further up the hill. I think we're getting back to Drû Vádokan, it seems, to fight the orcs. You have come across the White Hands holdings in the Valewood, a green camp of orcs built atop Brundoran's shattered roots. And Biolas will be somewhere around here to give us some extra quests for this. Looking for him? Okay. Not only are they still here, but they build their terrible structures atop Brundoran's remains. These monsters know nothing but destruction, and spite our kin and these lands at every turn. Can we sit idly by as they continue to tear apart our home? The others and I have thought on this matter, and we will march to their camp and force them from the forest. As for you, little one, their numbers remain great, and we do not know if more will come to aid them in time. Return to their camp and slay many of their number. We shall meet you nearby and make our assault once you have slain as many as you see fit. Such things are moving too quickly for me, Beriathan. But the others are right. This trespass cannot continue. Any other quest you have for me? Yeah, another one. Alas for Brundoran. The orcs seek to master this forest then. I have seen the smoke rising on the hill since your return, and fear for what time may bring us. The smiths you saw, without question, are the cause of such evil doings. Their fascination with flame, and their handiwork that leads only to the death of my kin, cannot continue. I would ask that you return to their camp, slay the smiths, shatter their tools, and smother the fires. Anything else, Faralas? No? That it? Okay, great. So we will be engaging in combat very soon, so I think we'll need to drop our torch as we enter this camp. But the enemy Uruks, I hope, will be carrying enough light for all of us. That is one overseer. Okay, what do we have here? You have encountered crates of vile tools and disgusting orc rations in the White Hand encampment. Without these crucial supplies from Isengard, the orc forces of Wildermore would be crippled. If you were to destroy the supplies, the White Hand's grip on the Bellwood would slip greatly. And this one to Fire Pit. Okay, this is part of the quest we already have. Orcsmith. So in here we'll get the chance of defeating plenty of orcs. Remember last time when we were witnessing Brundoran's last stand, it counted towards our epic. And I told you I much rather defeat those orcs by myself. This is the chance now of doing that. And I'm inclined to believe that's what the devs intended initially. Crude orc tents little their White Hand encampment, shielding the orcs of Isengard from the region's harsh conditions. If they were deprived of shelter, the raw cold would cripple their assault. Keeping in mind that the Ents are not fond of fire, perhaps it would be best to dismantle the tents. Yeah, the Ents are not fond of fire, so once again, kinda weird and kinda risky to approach the Ent with a torch in hand. But I can only imagine how cold Beriathan is right now, so... So it's quite likely, if you ask me, that he would dare the Ents' wrath, even though they are allies, so I think they would understand. You have successfully dismantled many tents of the White Hand in the Balewood. Without their shelter, the orcs will find maintaining their presence in the Balewood far more challenging. You have destroyed many crates of vital supplies and crippled the White Hand's assault in the Balewood. The orcs of Isengard will now find mounting assaults into Wildermore far more challenging. Oh, come on. Oh, for God's sake, wake up. How long is that stun supposed to last and now I'm silenced? Screw these orcs. Yeah, you died too. We're missing one last orc fire, which is conveniently here. I think this is the end of the camp as well. So let us go back. Let us try to not attract the orcs' attention. Back to Badalas. It is done. Such things are unfit for this forest. It is good that the orcs' makings will no longer hew and burn my kin. So many have been lost. Perhaps it is time at last for us to stand against them. There is much discussion to be done yet. Wooduks and orcs, so you say? They are both still small to us, my friend. I only hope their flames remain down. Without that, things may go unfortunately. So it is time. Let the Ents reclaim this wood now. You have done much to cripple the vile designs of these orcs, little one. Before I strode here, I spoke with the others. Even now, they travel to meet us here. They, like me, had grave concern for the flames and tools of the orcs, but you have put a stop to those. And now, it is time we put up a stop to the orcs. Let us travel into their camp and push them from these lands, Beriathan. The others are nearby. I can hear their approach. When you are ready, Beriathan, we shall push these orcs from our lands.
Repulsed by the destruction the White Hand and Núrzum have caused in the forest, the Ents of Balewood march to war.
Great. We have traveled far, little one, and the time has come for us to reclaim our forest. The others have journeyed here and should be arriving soon. Of course, if Tithanolf has fallen asleep again, I could not speak to where he might be. But alas appears to become lost in thought for a moment before remembering he is speaking to you. I think I hear their approach. Let us hope it is them, Beriathan. So here we have Trunkroot, Nindorn, Tithanolf, who didn't fall asleep, and Mosebeard. Yeah, we are all here. We're ready to go. As Tithanolf slowly strides forward, it is clear the last end has arrived. I see the first of their kind just outside their camp up the road. Let us bring our branches crashing down upon them. These orcs have cut our brethren down and laid waste to our forest. Their camp will return to the earth through our helping, but they cannot hew another tree amidst our indecision. We Ents must march against them, lest they take everything that remains. Come, my friends, let us put their violence to an end and push them from these woods. Do I need to fight with you, or are you gonna take care of everything on your own? What? Voskor won't like this. You lot, hold him back. I'll warn Voskor and the others. Orc Slayer of Wildermore, advance! Awesome! We have an elite Slayer of Wildermore, but we need to catch a break before we can check all that on the Leaflock. For the time being, let us just move forward with the attack. Alright. Go down, please. Too many trees! Run! The glow of flames can be seen as an Uruk rushes forth in the distance. Enough! You cursed trees, leave me be or I'll burn you to the ground. Stay back! Back! Hey, who's that there? No, you? I remember you. You were there when that tree threw me into the woods. Well, you stole that tasty man flesh right out of my hands. So you call on your precious trees to save you again, then? This time you won't be so lucky. My flames will serve you and your friends to ashes. And after I feast on what remains of you, I will cut and burn every last tree and spite this miserable forest. Yeah, I don't think, Voskor, you you get a grip of what's really going on here. But I'm glad that I get a rematch with you. Your winter will never end. With Voskor's death, a sense of peace has returned to the Balewood. But before we finish this, let us check in here. We got a Orc Slayer of Wildermore Advanced, a rune, the title Orc Slayer of Wildermore. You have slain a great many orcs in Wildermore. We have the deed, Slayer of Wildermore. Where is that one? Here. Mounted enemies, no cats, uruks, wolves, and wood trolls. That's gonna take a while, and 5 LOTRO points. The orcs will trouble us no longer, my bold friend. Let us return to Stonecliff and enjoy this peace. You have proven yourself a bold ally, Beriathan. The Ents and I will push any that return to the woods from these lands. The orcs will never again have a foothold in our forest, and you have aided us greatly, little one. Such action is not usual for my kind, but these times are strange indeed. If you would wait before returning to the men of these lands, I have more yet to say, my friend. A great weight has been lifted from these branches, little one. The orcs have been pushed from our lands, and they shall never again defile this forest, not while the others and I remain. I believe the orcs will soon come to understand how long we have wandered these woods. Your aid in depriving the orcs of their flames and axes allowed us the chance to defeat them, and you have all of our thanks. You will always be welcome in these woods, little friend. Before you return to your fellows and lead them from the forest, the others would like to speak to you. Mosbeard and Nindorn have asked to speak with you. I do not doubt the others have much to say, but I would imagine that you shall be back in the lands you call home before they can decide on what needs to be said. You have done much to aid the Ents, Beriathan. Yet, we must never forget the cost of these times and what Núrzum has taken from us. The monster's corruption may as well have slain Duskleaf the day he came to this forest. When you came upon him, his mind had been stripped bare and his fury over the forest's fate consumed him. You and the men of these lands cannot be blinded by Núrzum's foul influence. He must be put to an end, for such a creature stands in stark defiance of all that is good and natural in this realm. As with the others, you have my thanks for freeing us from the orcs and their leader, but the greatest threat to us all still lurks beyond this wood. Go with haste, little one. Perhaps when Núrzum falls, you will find us here again. Nindorn mourns the loss of Duskleaf, but thanks you for your aid in freeing the forest from the White Hand. You are a very strange man, my friend. To be reunited with the others and to have solved some mysteries of this destruction has brought me some measure of hope for what the future brings. Núrzum must be stopped. The others will not follow me in this, but you must see him slain and the stone destroyed. Vadalas knows well of what might be used in his defeat now, but I will leave such explanations to him. Know this, little one. You have shaped the lands of men and Ents for years to come through your actions, and as strange fellows as we may be, I would be glad to look upon you again. May your journey bode well, my friend. Mossbeard wishes you well in your journey and remains hopeful that the forest will one day be free of winter's hold. I see, you have spoken to the others, Beriathan. They seem upset to see you leave, as am I. There is, however, the matter of Núrzum. As you may recall when we first met, I told you that strong roots spoke of a horn that greatly frightened the Huorns of these woods. As Núrzum is both giant and horn, so may he find himself torn asunder both in mind and body by the blaring of such a horn. I cannot be certain if this will bode true for him, but stranger things I have seen in these past days. Tell the men of these lands, and perhaps they, out of all of us, can finally stand against him. Go, my friend. Return to the men you found lost in these woods. We shall hold back the wood trolls long enough for them to escape. May our paths cross in brighter days, Beriathan. Although he does not wish to involve himself in matters beyond the trees, Badalas bids you farewell and hopes that Núrzum will be defeated. And I thank you so much for your help, Badalas. We need to return to Huna in the cave, as you have seen, but we also have the matter of the epic that we still need to advance. And it seems we are closer to Leaflock's Mead than we are to Huna and the other refugees. So let us go there first to Borudan and Leaflock. And hopefully we can avoid the orcs on our path. So as you have seen, we've been piecing together most of the puzzle, where Núrzum comes from, where his rampage through Wildermore began. So you can see here the path, of course, through the Valewood, the ice spires that we found here to Forlaw, and then Shilfig seems is the path Núrzum has taken. So I would like now to take the time to talk about a little bit about that. Oh, take a look! Wildwood Lily! You're too busy to do it right now. Let us drop this. Discover the Wildwood Lily. We are missing two, the Wild Thistle and the Wild Herb. I'm not sure exactly where those two are, but I think we can get this deed completed as well. A sighing sound escapes from somewhere within the cracks of Leaflock's weathered face, but you see another sign of wakefulness. But well, he is standing up, at least.
This is proving more difficult than I expected.
Borudan thinks for a moment. Perhaps the danger and the noise is too far away to draw Leaflock's attention. Go to Núrzum's Rat and defeat some Uruks of the White Hand. Bring some of their equipment to Leaflock and see if that will stir him into wakefulness. Okay, so White Hand Helmet and White Hand Blade. That should be simple enough. So as I was saying, Núrzum's origin, the truth behind Núrzum, everything that we've been seeing for the last couple episodes. I think this is one of the major gripes I have with Wildermore, and that is the landscape. The regional quests in Wildermore seem more in line with what we've been seeing. Núrzum barely shows up in the epic, which is really anticlimactic, if you ask me, that we don't get to fight Núrzum in the epic. We barely see him in Beer Tour and that's it. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of the writing in Wildermore, because it seems the devs had a really hard time finding a sweet spot in between those two. But yeah, it seems as if the two storylines were disconnected in a way. Because we have Núrzum, his attack upon Wildermore, the desperation he brings onto Rift Garwick, I think was very well achieved, very well done. But on the other hand, what is the epic about? In Wildermore, just running from point A to point B, for the most part. We were able to find Nona, which is really important, and we also found Leodwig, which was also really important, but other than that, it seems the major advancements in the story are done during the landscape quest in Wildermore. So that's why this book seems really anticlimactic to me, and if you are a free player only doing the epic, I can see if you are a little bit disappointed with it. I don't know, just my 2 cents. What else do we have here? More scroll cases, pots, and crafting materials. For the most part, recipes that we already knew.
Why do you wake Leaflock?
You hold up the blade and helmet bearing the mark of the white hand. For long moments it seems nothing will happen, until finally Leaflock's eye swivels open and fixes upon the orc weapons. Oh, bro. Why do you wake Leaflock? Leaflock. A deep rumbling within the Ents goes on for some time, and you wonder if he is sleepily giving you his name in his own language. But he is awake at long last, it seems.
You use small names for big things, little one.
You explain to Leaflock that Wildermore is held in the grip of an unnatural winter and is at the mercy of a giant called Núrzum. The sighing of the wind through the branches is Leaflock's only response for many minutes. Then a rumbling sound slowly separates from the sound of the sleeping forest, and you realize he speaks again. You use small names for big things, little one. Somewhere snow falls from an upper branch and lands with a soft sound onto a drift. Wildermore. It is not a name I know.
Orcs may hack and claw and burn for a time.
You try to appeal to Leaflock's sense of duty and speak of the hardships endured by the people of Wildermore at the hands of the orcs and beneath Núrzum's trampling feet. The lives of orcs are short. They may hack and claw and burn for a time, but never for so long. It is true of men also. Boom, broom. Leaflock is silent as you gather your thoughts and try to devise another approach. Before you come up with something, the Ent unexpectedly speaks. I do not know what beast is described by this name, Núrzum. What do you mean by this name? Upper branches creak and groan as a slight breeze picks up, and the forest all around seems to be listening.
You said he was a giant. That is not just a giant.
You describe Núrzum to the Ent as best as you are able, trying to remember his form and features as you saw him amid the flying snow at Bir Tor. Leaflock shakes and quivers, becoming more animated than you have seen him. Bro, you said he was a giant. That is not just a giant. A mighty and branch-like arm angrily spears a nearby drift, sending an explosion of snow skyward. It may have been a giant once. Now it is more than that. You describe an unnatural combination. It was a giant. It was also a horn, twisted, corrupted. Leaflock shakes angrily. Boom, boom. Leaflock will not allow this. Leaflock will deal with this.
An Ent can be truly frightening when he is roused.
Look at that, Beriathan. An Ent can be truly frightening when he is roused. I do not know what Leaflock will do about Núrzum, but this is better than I had hoped we could achieve. I will meet you back at Nona's cave, Beriathan. I want to speak to Leaflock for a short while, if I may. Alright, so we have completed the portion of the epic here in the Balewood. Let us go back to Nona, back in the refugees cave. And let us see what will happen next in Wildermore. How far are we? No. Hungry Pots, no. Moment of silence. About 200 meters, not that far. It seems we just need to cross the roadway once again. Of course. Friggin' wood trolls, I don't want to fight you. Leave me be, for God's sake. Okay, here we are at last, at the cave. Nona.
I do not know if we will survive this onslaught.
Goodness, it is you. We thought the worst when we had not seen you for so long. But what has happened? What have you learned? You told Nona and the others of your adventures with the Ents and the origins of Núrzum. A monster may be defeated after all. I never thought we could see the day. Now then, you said that the trees themselves would hold back the wood trolls for us? I have other business for you, but the rest of you, pack your belongings as swiftly as you are able. We make for Forlaw as soon as we are ready.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
You have my thanks for your help, Beriathan. I think we can make it from here. You are now able to search for Kainberg at last. Perhaps she will have given up on her search for Thrym. You should find her and return to Garwick. There is not much hope for Wildermore, but perhaps its surviving people can still be saved. Okay, so you might have realized that the last time we were on the High Knolls, we were just barely able to complete the quest of the High Knolls Seed. And that was in part thanks to the warbands that we defeated within the High Knolls. But if you did not fight the warbands, you would still be short a couple quests before you complete that deed, and this is the moment in which you get to do that. Now you are sent back to the High Knolls, both for the epic and the original quests of Wildermore. You need to find Kainberg in the High Knolls, and she will give you the remaining quests that you need to complete the deed in the High Knoll. That's what we will be doing right now. Once again, I have already completed that for myself, but in case you realize you have not completed the quest of the High Gnolls and are getting worried about it, this is the reason why. So we will be leaving the Balewood, and we can, see the sky back again at long last. The Balewood is really confusing at times, so I'm glad we're back out of it. The torch is not as useful out in the open as it was in the Balewood, but since we are traveling at night, I think it's still useful. So we can first go back to Nona's Cave. We are closer to Nona's Cave than we are to Kindberg, so let us do that, because I also think that what's about to happen in the epic fits better this point in the story than a later point. And I also think we will unlock the last interlude now. Let us check that. Talk to Korunan. We need to talk to Korunan, actually.
I do not know if Leaflock will help us, despite his anger.
It is good to see you again, Beriathan. I spoke with Leaflock for a time after you left, and it is difficult to say if he will help us. He remained angry, but some of his initial fury has subsided. He cares little for the plight of men or elves, but of trees and Huorns he cares a great deal. If Núrzum was simply a giant, Leaflock would not trouble himself at all to help us. If Núrzum is, as he appears to be, an unnatural fusion of a giant and a Huorn, there is at least a chance that Leaflock will involve himself. I do not know how great a chance that may be, but we have done what we could.
We have planted the seed of Núrzum's defeat. Now, we need to let it bloom.
We have planted a seed, Beriathan. The seed of Núrzum's defeat. Now we need to let it bloom. What did we miss while we were searching for Leaflock, Beriathan? Are our friends and the survivors of Beriathan still doing alright? We'll see. First, let us check this map. Pit of the Falcon. Your eye is drawn west across the map, beyond the borders of Rohan, and comes to rest upon the rocky hills of Dunland. You wonder what has become of Golodir and the Grey Company since you left them. Meanwhile in Dunland, Golodir has unfinished business to attend to with Leobrenin, the master of the Falcon clan. And I think this one should be really interesting. So let us wait for the session play to begin.
Meanwhile, in Tar Methedras, the thirst for vengeance drives Golodir of the Dunedain to seek out Leobrenin, the treacherous leader of the Falcon clan.
What do we have here? Quick Stab, White Sweep, Dunedain Strike, all of that we already know. And Lorniel's Pendant, 50% melee damage. You can wait no longer, Leobrenin must pay for his betrayal of the Grey Company. And that will be before we leave Almethedras as well. So Golodir is kinda impatient, but can you blame him? Korunan is waiting by the entrance to the prison caves. I thought you might come here sooner or later, Golodir. I know what you want to do, and I am here to keep you from doing something rash. Korunan shrugs his shoulders and looks up at you with a stern expression on his face. Leobrenin has so many at his command. It would be foolish for you to return to the caves in search of him. We should do as Halbrand wishes, and leave the leader of the Falcon clan be. Givrong does, but we cannot do anything about that now. You will not change my mind, Golodir. I will not let you do this by yourself. Korunan is a good friend. I know you're angry, my friend, but returning to the prison caves by yourself is simply throwing away your life. I am angry too, Golodir. Leobrenin cost as much, and I have not forgotten his treachery. Many good men lost their lives when he sided with the wizard, friends of us both. And if the leader of the Falcon clan had his way, none of us would have survived. Coronir sighs. Alright, but I am coming with you. Someone is just ahead, Goladir. A woman, from the sound, and she may be in trouble. She is the first living creature we have seen in all these caves today. We should be cautious. Careful, Goladir, she may not be. A friend. Who is there? Nona, the name does ring a bell. You have to believe me, Ranger. I spoke against Leo Brennan's decision, and many good folk did the same. Your people were betrayed by Leo Brennan, but so were many of my own. He believed the wizard's lies, and thought to raise the falcon to heights undreamed of, but in so doing he gave the falcon a death blow. The symbol of my clan is now little better than that of the Orcs. Nona speaks. But there is no time. Leo Brennan has taken those loyal to him and crossed over the mountains. If you are seeking to have vengeance upon him, you are too late. He will be in the land of the Horse Lords by now. I told you Leo Brennan did not speak for all of us. Before he left for the land of the Horse Lords, he cast those disloyal to him into the depths. It is a big drop, Goladir. Are you certain about this? Of course I am. A terrible smell of rot fills the pit. Look, Goladir, this girl's still alive. Are you here to help us? I hurt my leg in the fall. The girl winces with pain, and you are stricken suddenly by the memory of Lornian lying before the gates of Karn Doom. My name? Wenda. We have to. Wenda falls silent, exhausted by the effort, but her daring eyes flicker to the tunnel leaving the chamber, and you can see the fear in them. This is where Leo Brennan throws captives. One of them is Beast. The shaking in the earth, Goladir. This is the beast responsible. Well, at least we have cleared this mystery up. Just a giant cave claw, it seems. But if you have reached the Wells of Langflood, I think it was, and the Elder's Late at level 130, you would realize these kind of rumblings and shakings are kind of back, so it seems there is another monster that we are not aware of. Age has not slowed you down at all, Goladir. I am lucky you were here to take the brunt of the creature's attacks. Do not laugh at me for this, friend, but I feel some remorse for slaying such a mighty creature. I know it sought to devour us, but I cannot help think it was a captive here as well. Leo Brennan kept it in this pit, and he made use of its appetite. Mayhap we did it a courtesy by freeing it of its confines. If you will comfort Wenda and ease her fright, I will call up to Nona. She will find us a rope and we can climb out of this pit. You tried to ease Wenda's fears with comforting words, but it has been a long time since such words came easy to you, and your face reddens with each scrambling syllable. You are kind, Ranger. Thank you. Wenda tests her leg and winces gingerly. My arms are fine, but I will need some help with the rope. While Coronir and Nona arrange for getting everyone out of the pit, you listen as Wenda haltingly tells you how she learned to craft of tree climbing when she was young. My father will be shamed in the world of spirits if I fall from the rope, and I will blame you, Ranger. You swear that she will not fall, and that her father will be proud of her ascent. But if she does fall, she should make sure to fall on Coronir, who is relatively plump for a ranger. She laughs at that, and you laugh with her. Something funny? For the first time in a long time, your vengeance is forgotten. Well, is glad to see Goladir having a good time. As good a time as he can have, considering the situation. So yeah, a short interlude, but But good for Galadriel. Happy for him. And I think with this we will have completed the interlude deeds part 2, which will give us another set of cosmetics. Really nice set of cosmetics, by the way. But I think also random, so we might get some weird colors in that. I'm not sure. Let us wait a little bit. Okay, we have completed that interlude, but we have still not completed the second part of that deed.
Did you find what you wanted in Balewood?
So it seems, yeah, we'll need to advance through the epic to unlock the very last deed we can do. That, however, seems to be a matter for the next episode. Join me next time, we'll continue with the epic and also look for Kynberg in the High Knolls. For the time being, this has been today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.